how to start a sexual integrity group. Now, first of all, thank you for watching this. We have seen many guys do this, and I want to help you if this is in your heart to do this. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We have lots of stuff that can be helpful for you. And if you have a question, put it in the box and we'll get right back to you. How to start a sexual integrity group. First of all, from my heart, I'm so excited that you're watching this because we need this group in every church. And it doesn't have to be a group about guys who are struggling and sex addicted. That might be another conversation, and we've helped guys do those. We have the Final Freedom series and lots of stuff that can help with that. But this is more about sexual health, how to help guys just have the tools to do the day in, day out life. And there are several resources that we have that can help you with that. Many of you might have watched the Conquer series. Well, after Conquer, they did something called Warpath. And it's something that I did, and we covered a lot of this stuff. It's a several-week course. They download it, they work through the workbooks, they get in a group together. It's fantastic. And just go to the website, drdougweiss.com, and you can find Warpath there. That can be a super way of doing it. Go through it yourself, and you will be amazed at how many principles are there on sexual integrity, having great marriages, how to raise your son sexually. All that kind of stuff is in Warpath. It can be super, super, super helpful. I've had pastors who have read the book Clean. Clean is a path for sexual integrity. And we've sold lots of those across the country. And Clean is a great sexual integrity program. It has a DVD, it has a workbook. You show 8 minutes of it at a time, and they work through the workbook. They sit in groups and they talk about the content. And they're going to learn so much about equipping them to really have sexual integrity and keep it and pass it down to their sons. And this is a huge ministry. We know the enemy has put billions of dollars into pornography, all the social media stuff. Most social medias literally are porn stores. Yes, you can talk to your friends on them, but with one click of a button, you can see nudity, you can get in a sick relationship, you can get into sin. We all know that. And so you definitely want to make sure that as you're doing a sexual integrity group, you might want to make sure they go to our website and click the porn blocker button so that they have integrity on their devices, because device integrity is a super important thing to have, because you don't want a porn store in your pocket as a Christian man. And they can download that and they can be protected. They can have accountability with each other. The report can be sent to as many people, I think, as you want. And so that can be a super way to help them in their integrity process. The book Sex, Men, and God, we've had pastors give that out. And if you are a pastor or if you have a pastor, I strongly encourage you, say, Pastor, we know men are struggling. What are we doing about that? I just interviewed a pastor for our TV show, Healing Time, and it airs on Daystar. It'd be great for you to watch that. But he actually, when the book came out Clean, he bought hundreds of copies and he keeps buying them. He's bought like 1,200 copies of Clean, and he gives it to men on a regular basis in the service. Or if you're a man, you don't have this book, and they give it to you, we want you to read this. We want you to have sexual integrity because we want you to be clean. That's one approach. You can do a clean group where you watch the DVD, work through the workbook, and that's a great approach. You also can do Sex, Men, and God is a great book on just general sexuality, how our brain is made, how to have great sex with your wife, how to walk in sexual integrity, how to deal if you've been abused. These are very important things for men to deal with, and that's another way that you can do it. We have a product called Lust-Free Living, another way that you can do it. What's important is that you do it. Now, you don't need permission to do this. You don't need someone to give you the blessing. Now, it's wonderful if you do, and I'm okay with that. Go with your pastor if you're going to do it in church. But if you're going to do it in your home and you're going to watch a video, push play, and talk, you don't need permission to get 5-10 guys in your home and do that. You can start it right there. And when your church finds out that this is really helping men, they might want you to do it with 50 or 100 or 200 men in the church. Do it on a Saturday for 8 weeks or whatever. This is an important ministry. And we heal in groups. Okay, Jesus discipled in group. He didn't disciple one-on-one. That wasn't his primary method. His primary method was having guys get together and talk through stuff, talk through big ideas. And sexual integrity is a huge idea. And what's exciting, if you go to Revelations 2, the church of Thyatira, Jesus, after resurrection, is talking about this spirit of Jezebel, this woman Jezebel, who is teaching my people to be sexually immoral and eating the food sacrificed to idols. But he says this at the end of it. But to him who overcomes, he's talking about this spirit of sexual uncleanness, that I will give authority over the nations. And you starting a sexual integrity group can really help men have better marriages, have spiritual authority. Your church can grow, they can do their ministry, and there's so much that you can see miracles happen week after week as guys shed the lies of the enemy. They start finding freedom. They stop their pornography usage. They clean up their life. They stop flirting and grooming people. There's a great DVD called Intrigue Addiction. Some of them are struggling with that. But this is a true ministry of Jesus Christ, healing the brokenhearted. And we've had groups all over the country. If you start one, let us know. We'd love to know that. But we really want to help you get equipped. And if you want to do this for a living, become a coach, you can go to asat.org, aasat.org. There is a whole 200 academic references, 45 plus DVDs. If you really want to get trained to do this ministry, you can. But this is important. And if your pastor's open to it, and I can tell you, we did research on this many years ago, and it was in the high 80%, maybe low 90s, that if you asked your pastor to do some kind of healing sexual integrity group, there was a 90% chance that they would say yes. So if the church can be supportive of that, that's great. If not, you can do it at home. You can open your heart, your home, and just plug and play and go. And you can help the handful of guys who show up and walk through this process of sexual integrity. This is a big thing. And if you're being called to this, go ahead and do it. And then let other churches know in your area that you are doing it so that they can send their guys, because they might not have a guy who is standing in the gap in their church. And if they don't, just be that guy for that church until one of those guys comes to your church, gets well, and then ship them back to do it in their church. This is a huge ministry. Jesus Christ is coming back, but he's coming back for a bride that's probably slightly cleaner than the one he has right now. You can be a part of cleaning that bride. And get well done, good and faithful servant. If this is in your heart, do this ministry. We need thousands of men to do this ministry in every church. This should be a part of church. Just like having Sunday school, just like having missions group, having sexual integrity is imperative for the Church of Jesus Christ to maintain its authority in the world. Otherwise, if the salt loses its saltiness, we can see what's happened just in the last 25, 30 years, where God was kicked out of schools. He was kicked out of politics. He's kicked out of churches. Okay, it is time for us to reclaim our authority and be the strong believing men that Christ needs on the earth, so he can trust us with the Spirit, trust us with his miracles, trust us with setting the captives free. And I can tell you, if you help a young man be clean and lust-free in his early 20s, you have saved his marriage so much wear and tear. You have expedited let him grow in the faith. This is discipleship. And Jesus says, go make disciples. We are responsible to go and to do this. And so if this is your calling, I want to encourage you so much to jump in there and get it done. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you have a question, put it in the box. We'll be happy to get back to you.